to a guy, or do I want to be living with, you know, a girl, for example? And so I was really confused about my sexuality. But the one thing that I do know that the one thing that I do know is that I am bisexual for sure. I mean, I like both. I like being with both men and women. Yeah, that's kind of funny. You should cut this out. But I don't think sex really has anything to do with it. I mean, it's really the relationship. And so I'm the type of person, you know, that can have a relationship with both a man or a woman, basically. And so when we had gotten married, it was a time in my life where I had already experimented with women and enjoyed it quite a bit, you know, the relationship, and felt that if I was going to be living with my husband for the rest of my life, that thought sort of made me unhappy. He was a very, very kind, gentle, sincere. I mean, he was perfect. He was the perfect man for me. I mean, he really loved me and everything, and appreciated me as well. But the problem was I didn't love him.
Were you ever in love with him?
I thought I was. I thought I was probably the first few years of our relationship. I mean, I think I was. I think I loved him, but I think it runs in the family. We're very sexual people, and we can love a lot of people. I mean, we don't have to be in love with just one person. I mean, we can be love. You know, I can love, you know, two people at the same time as well. And so it's I when I met someone else, my love for him did diminish quite a bit.
Was that before you actually got married or after?
Yeah, it happened before actually. It happened throughout our marriage, as well as before.
In Thailand or here?
Prior to the marriage in the U.S. here, and then prior to the actual wedding in Thailand.
Oh, so you had somebody here too?
I did.
Is it anybody I know?
Um, do you know B?
A girl?
Yes. She, she's Thai, and she had studied here in the U.S.
Glasses?
No, she's short hair and didn't look like a tomboy. I mean, I'm not into, like, you know, the butch, you know, lesbian, you know, really. I mean, people who are lesbians, I think, are just regular, normal-looking people. I mean, we don't have to dress a certain way like men, or we don't have to cut our hair really short. It's just a sexuality feeling, and you don't have to express it externally. I like being looking like a woman. I like looking beautiful and dressing up. So and I like my partner to look nice as well. I don't want a partner that dresses like a man. You know, there's really no reason for it.
Do you think?
So I had actually had two female relationships prior to my marriage here in the U.S.
Did that give you second thoughts then?
It did, and I had one prior. I had two. Sorry, prior to my wedding in Thailand, and the second one is my current life partner now.
Did you actually act on your sexuality before? Like, did you have an affair, or was it just more a deep friendship?
Wow, that's really personal. Prior to me going back to Thailand, I had a because I wasn't married, so it wasn't an affair. I did have sexual relationships with two other women, and then prior to getting married, when I was in Thailand, prior to my marriage, because I went back in I think in April or something, and we got married in June. So 2 months prior to getting married, I met two other people. The first one I didn't have a relationship with, but sexually, but you know, we connected, and then my current partner, O, we did have a sexual relationship prior to me getting married.
Wow, and you went through the wedding.
I did. I went through. I did. I went up. I went through the wedding. Yes.
So how old were you when you first felt like you might be bisexual?
um, Ever since I can remember.
Were you confused or did you?
No, I didn't think I was confused. I just didn't think I could act upon it at all. I knew that I liked both men and women ever since I can remember, and I was attracted to both men and women, um, and for different reasons, I guess. But ever since I can remember, but I'd never acted on it until I was probably 23. Was my really first relationship with a woman.
Were you afraid just about the taboos of?
No, not at all. It just came naturally. I mean,
Hold on a second. All right. So you were saying about the taboos.
no, I didn't. I wasn't afraid at all, and it just sort of came naturally. And the first time I kissed a woman was really special. It was just really, really different, and it just felt right. I mean,
How old were you?
how old was I? I was 23 years old when I had my first relationship. Yes. So no, I didn't have any fear or anything. It was fun.
If you found out earlier rather than later, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's really not the sex, it's the relationship. I think.
Do you think it has something to do with your relationship with Papa or with Mama?
No, I don't think it has anything to do with my relationship with Papa and Mama. I think that has nothing to do with my sexual preference. I think they had raised me very well. You know, they we were raised very well. I mean, they gave us love and the support that you know a child needs to have to grow up to be a great individual. So, but the effect that they had on my sexual preference was none.
Did you feel though that their marriage as a model of a marriage was not the best model?
No, I really thought they had a pretty good marriage. I don't know what other people think, the other kids think, but I thought mom and dad, Papa and Mama, I mean, had a really good relationship. I think I think I think maybe my dad might think that that he should have married a Chinese girl instead of a Thai girl, but all in all, I think they both love each other very much, and they both had their faults, but they stayed together, and and they raised us to be who we are today, and they put in a lot of effort, and they sacrificed their entire lives. I mean, the prime time of their lives to raise all five of us. So I think they were a very good role model.
What do you think about their marriage right now?
I think when people have been together for so long, I think how long have they been together? Let's see, over 40 years maybe, 41 years or something, 40, 42 years. I think people get on each other's nerves. I mean, and and things that you overlook in the beginning of your marriage are little faults become larger and larger as time goes by, and you get bugged and you get sort of annoyed with things that the other person does, and there's less tolerance, I guess, because you've been together for so long, you lose a lot of the respect that you would have prior, and then you lose a lot of you know respect is really the word. It's you're not as sensitive to their needs, and making them happy, and you start to think about yourself a little more, I guess, the older you get, and the less responsibility in terms of the kids, and so it's not a great relationship, but I think they need each other still. I mean, it's a partner. They're partners, in life now, and there's nothing about it. I mean, they're gonna be together for the rest of their lives, for the remainder of their lives.